God knows how much times I fell when I was walking by myself.
All right. What's going on? Welcome to the broadcast. Yeah, man. This is Steve Harmony, and just want to welcome everybody to the live broadcast for tonight. In case you missed the post, in case you missed the my stories, this live broadcast is about: are you playing it small? Are you playing it small? Straight up and straight down. This is a mental health focused discussion. Straight out the bat, I'm not a certified doctor in any type of way. I'm not a certified therapist, psychologist, any of that. I'm a man with experience, and I'm just lending my experiences to build a community with people with like minds and like paths. So that's what this live discussion is about. And Mr. Wise, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining. Definitely want to build with you tonight and see what you're up to on this topic. And good to have you here, man. Once again, this topic is: are you playing it small? Do you shrink yourself to fit the comfort of others around you, other authorities, other authorities in any type of way, other authorities in family aspects, in school aspects, in school settings, in in work settings, in societal settings? Do you shrink yourself? Do you shrink your personality? Do you shrink your light to meet to keep the grounds even, so to speak? That's what we're going to discuss today, and I think that's something that I've definitely struggled with throughout all chapters of my life, and I want to build with you guys on that. So, without further ado, I'd like to start the discussion with a quote from author Marianne Williamson, and this is a very profound quote, and it was also done by Mr. Nelson Mandela on his inaugural speech in 1994, I guess, when he was being elected in. It's a very familiar quote. I'll read it out. Again, it's by author Marianne Williamson. It goes: "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us the most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us." Excuse me. "It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." And man, that's definitely a deep quote. I definitely want that one hits home, and I definitely wanted to open the chat with that one. Hey, hello, Joni. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna get into the agenda of the night. I listed the agenda of the evening, so let's take that in a little bit. Once again, yes, the topic of tonight is: are you playing it small? Do you shrink your talents? Do you shrink your abilities? Do you shrink yourself to fit and meet around, to meet the status quo? That's what we'll be discussing today, and I love to hear from you all. Yes. So we got into the opening speech. Yeah. So I've been taking in a few articles. One in particular from Psychology Today. I was reading through that and grasping some quotes and taking in some quotes and some chunks out of the article, and I want to bring forth some of that and have you guys elaborate on that and see what you all think of that, and I'll definitely give my 2 cents and experience on that. So the first article that I was reading today was from Psychology Today, and it was written by Greg Levoy. Yeah, man. Let's get into some of the highlights from that article. Let me know what you all think of this. So one part of the article I highlighted was all through your life you're going to be asked to sit down, to conform, comply and compromise, and it can be very deadly if you get in the habit of doing that. Be leery of the price of conformity. My father told me, stand up, create things, do things. Yeah, that's definitely we're definitely been us. There's absolutely obedience and order to anything, right? But to a harsh degree, man, especially in Western culture, we've been yo, man, don't speak. You know how it goes, man. Don't speak out of turn. Don't speak out of turn. Sit down quietly, as the quote says, man, and those things can really perpetuate and have a psychological effect on your personality, man. This is definitely profound, and it really dilutes and dims a person's color, and it's definitely. It's actually playing in right now as I'm speaking to having not finding the words and stuttering right now, right? It's definitely a true statement, man. It also goes on to say, another great quote from it. The Jonah Effect. I think he's speaking of Jonah from the Bible. This is in the same article from Why We Play Small from Greg Levoy on Psychology Today. It was posted on March 20th, 2019. You can look that up. Taking a chunk out of this one, it goes, the Jonah Effect. The psychologist Abraham Maslow talked about what he called the Jonah complex, the invasion of one's own growth, the setting of low levels of aspiration, the fear of doing what one is capable of doing, voluntary self-crippling, pseudo-stupidity, and mock humility. So yeah, let's highlight some of that, yo. The invasion of one's own growth. Yo, that is very profound right there. How many times do you tell yourself in your mind that, I'm not fit for this, I'm not good enough for this, I don't think that's for me? How many times do you shut off an aspiration, a dream in your own mind just because you don't, just because back to the point, because you're trying to fit in and trying to just get along, just to get along, to be along, to get along. I don't know the quote, but you understand what I'm saying, right? How many times do you shut off your aspirations, man? Let's read that again. Our deepest fear, the invasion of one's own growth, the setting of low levels of aspiration, the fear of doing what one is capable of doing, voluntary self-crippling, pseudo-stupidity, mock humility, man. That hits home, man. You can definitely tap into that. That is from Why We Play Small, an article on Psychology Today. Once again, what's going on, Julianne? Thanks for joining. What's up, hon? Sean, brother, man. Christy, man. High school days, my guy. Yeah, brother. Yo. Big things, yo. Valencia, the voice. How are you, lady? Good to see you, man. Happy that you're here, man. Sin. Yo, elementary things. What's up, lady, man? Good for you, man. Those beautiful children. Keep on popping them out, man. But yeah, here we are. This is are you playing it small? Do you shrink yourself? Do you play small just to get along, just to fit in, just to do you know within yourself that you have a lot of talents, abilities, and you have a lot of gifts, things that you know that you can do, but you rather just I'll just sit in the back of the room. I'll just sit in the back of the room, just barely project my voice when it's time. Have you lived your life like this? Has this been you throughout your life, man? And I want to throw it back to this article that I was taking in for this live today. It's from, again, Psychology Today website. It's written. The article is called "Why We Play Small," written by Greg Levoy on March 20th, 2019. Let's read the first one I highlighted again. It goes, all through your life, you're going to be asked to sit down, conform, comply, compromise, and it can be very deadly if you get in the habit of doing that. Be leery of the price of conformity, my father told me. Stand up, create things, do things. Yeah, man, it's, wait up, let's, definitely, it's definitely a factor, man. Repetitive school. I am no hater of education. I think education is one of the most things you can, education is, I got nothing to say about that, man. But there's also a left side to it, I'll say, for lack of better words, that the whole, man, standing in line, it just goes the whole structure of it, right? It just goes into all parts of society, and you just, we can take this into a whole another discussion where, we're taught to be employees rather than entrepreneurs within our structures and systems, man. You know what I mean? And this is touching on that whole thing right there. I just want to, highlight that. But let's holler at the people. Daphne Augustine, hello. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, Joni. Taking my time, breathing, speaking. That's all good. Tony Blizzo B. My guy. Yo, you are Ryan Harmony, man. Here we go. Wise. Thank you. Yes. Julianne. There you go, People relate to it, you know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes we dim. Joni says, yes, sometimes we dim our lights to make others more comfortable, to fit in, to not appear boastful. Very great point. You know what I mean? That's absolutely a point that I wanted to hit as well. I think a lot of times that we do dim our lights is to, to step back and to not feel like we're boasting. To take a step back, to not feel exactly what Joni said, to not feel boastful, man. I think a huge part of society today is, the boasting, the proud, right? The little too proud, like, you know what I mean? It can get a little bit out of hand if you were to ask me. But we do take a step back and become too humble to the point where it's just we end up not doing anything at all. Like I wrote in the caption of this post, we take a real step back and end up doing nothing, almost nothing, and then expect others to dim theirs in a sense. You know what I mean? So that can play a factor into it as well. I definitely play small sometimes. Julianne, you got to step it up, hon. No, all good. I definitely know what you're talking about. It's nothing, you're not alone on that, definitely. Wise. Are we allowed to join live? Yes, sir. We'll be doing that. I just wanted to get through the we're definitely going to have that, man. I'll let you in a second, brother. Just now. I'm the person that sits in the back, Julianne. Facts, Ryan. You don't know. I'm the person that sits in the back. Yo, who has it? Yo, to this day, when I step on a bus, for some reason, I still go to the back, man. Didn't Harriet Tubman, yo, spirits, forgive me. Didn't Harriet Tubman sit in the front and say, yo, I'm gonna drive this bus if you don't, you know what I mean? And man just still sitting in the back of the bus. I still go to the back of the bus. I still go to the back of the rooms in new gatherings and stuff like that. I'm still that guy too, man. So you're not alone on that, yo. Ryan, Silent Fresh, yo, people. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the live. Yeah. Yep, that's a good one. To Joni, okay, for sure. Oh my God, yes. And Jen, it's great to not feel alone on this topic. Really resonates, absolutely. Yo, this is how many times do we just I really wanted to relate it back to because that's something that I really resonate with this whole topic as well, is not coming off cocky, not coming off boastful. I want to relate it back to a comment that Joni threw in the chat that I think a lot of times that we do play small is to just not be or appear cocky, but that can sometimes be a catch-22 boomerang, that we're just so laid back and so so laid back that we just end up we're just stagnant. We're just like for me, I think a big influence of that subconsciously fell on me for that to play out that laid back personality was probably being impressed by the character of Michael Jackson, how he was just so in his off stage moments, he was just so, and then when he got on stage, the man was like flipping, moonwalking, and doing all type of things that were just, you know what I mean? But I think that's where it comes from for me. But yeah, man, people hailing up each other in the chat. Respects. Man, I feel like you need to balance, bro, because in America, every man's confident and they go to the grave faster. Can you elaborate on? I don't know. In America, every man is one thing I can't say about the American culture is that it's a lot more fast paced, and Canadian cultures, from what I understand, just living in Toronto my whole life, it's a very diverse culture. I think we all know this, who's ever in this chat from Toronto, especially, that it's very multicultural, and we're programmed to adapt to different cultures. I know, growing up in where I grew up in Toronto was very, even in the times that it was in the early in the 90s and everything like that, it was a very mixed culture and very diverse. So yeah, just elaborate a little bit on that if you don't mind, Wise. And yo, one quick second, I'm just gonna do something. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you need to balance, just in terms of this topic, I need to balance in, the boastfulness and the humility. I guess you're saying to balance out, if that's what I am gathering. Sam I am, Godflow people, what's up, lady? I hope hope you can say something in here. Avian Canada, what's going on? What I mean by that is that it's way more confident. It's way more confident. So everyone is trying to step on each other's toes. Yeah, I guess you could. I guess that's relevant or prevalent in all places. It's like a war zone. You're saying. Yeah, every area has their shade of that, I would say. But yeah, in different ways. I know America to be have the heaviest probably black culture, you know what I mean? Like all over America, Toronto and in Canada you'll find, pockets of it here and there, in Toronto you'll find, different places like that. Back a little bit, back in my memory more than more now. Toronto's really pushing the diverse culture now, which is, I got no problem with that, but just putting the comparison out there that America's has been very black centered in all parts of America, man. And America's the superpower of the world still, so there's that to compare it to. Same. I grew up Queens Quay and Bathurst area, very diverse. Yep. That's from Julianne Wise. Depending on your socioeconomic status, it depends on what type of war you're in. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, man. Everyone has their own battles, and yo, man, time and chance happen to all man, as it says in the scriptures, yo. So definitely, I hear you there. Like if you're in the hood, it'll be more physical. Yo, yeah, those are. And but if you're more upper echelon, it'll be more psychological. I definitely hear you there, man. Yeah. In the to throw my experiences in that, yeah, man. If you're in the hoods, I definitely grew up in more project area places, and the everyday challenges were more physical and more on that level, more sports oriented, more all of that sports oriented fighting. It's just like that, man. And yo, peace to a young brother. Just yesterday or a couple of days ago, just got the news that another young life got snatched out. A young brother, man. A brother. I won't call it. Well, he was a youth at the time that I knew him, but he died. He was 27. Just died yesterday. But yo, man. Yeah. The physical thing, the murders, the stuff like that don't stop, man. You know what I mean? So it's an everyday thing out here. It's an everyday thing for But let's bring it back to the let's reel it back into the playing small. You know what I mean? What else do I got here for what do we got in here? Let me just get back to the chapter one quick. So crabs in the barrel. Yep. All right. I want to kind of get back to. The topic at hand. So there's another article that I stumbled across for playing it small. This one's from the Huffington Post article, I believe. And I just wanted to take. It's written by April Beverly on April 9th, 2015, back in 2015. And she listed 7 points on to identify she listed 7 points on to know if you're playing it small, and she had a little summary and straight up answered the questions. So I'll read out the 7 points, and hopefully you guys could jam with me on that. Point 1, you wait to be asked. Is this something that you relate to? Before you wait to be asked for anything, like you wait to be asked, that you're capable of something. A discussion is going on in a room, and people are trying to figure out who's going to play what positions, and you're just sitting there. You're waiting to be asked when you know full and well that you can fill that position and do something. Are you that type? Number 2, fear defeats you. Okay. Fear defeats you. I guess when you get a thought of a goal or something that you're trying to accomplish, and then you start getting into your head, and you let fear take off that thought, that goal. You let fear take away your courage. Are you that type of person? Number 3, criticism crushes you. When you do a good job, when you feel you do a good job, you put it out, you give it to people, and you know what I mean? You're like, this is the thing, you know what I mean? This is my best, and then, you're getting a bunch of good work, Steve, good this, you're getting all the love, and then that one comment by that one unknown person who doesn't know you from anywhere says something, critical about what you did, and you're just like, it's true. Oh my God, I thought no one was going to discover that. Are you that person? That's number 3. Number 4, you hide your voice. How do I elaborate on that one? You hide your voice. What did the article say? What does it mean exactly? Let me back up on that one, but let's see what you guys are saying. Yo, Melissa, you made it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining, hon. Yes, good to have you. Americans are hustlers. Yo, I definitely agree with that, man. They definitely know how to navigate their surroundings and get it in, man. I will say that American culture is a lot easier to do the hand and under the table thing. You know what I mean? A lot more easy than Canadian culture, for that matter. I'll say that. But that's not taking anything away from their grind and their will to make it. But yeah, man, let's see what that number 4 point was saying again. Elaborate on that. You hide your voice. Oh my God. Okay, you have no idea how many. Okay. So you hide your voice. The article is suggesting that how you would hide your voice is okay. You see, you're pretty much copycatting. You're pretty much riding the train. You're seeing how another person within your let's say genre or niche is doing something and winning in it, and you have your own abilities on how to do something, but you'd rather just parlay to how that person's doing it in your way instead of just doing it your way. You know what I mean? And just doing it authentically you, and just hitting it home in your way, man. Instead, you'd rather just let's see how is doing it, and I'll try that formula, that recipe, and it'll probably work for me. Is that your type? Number 5, no. Back to the hustlers. The word no murders your hustle. So when those Americans, back to those Americans, when they're out there hustling, when they're hustling their mixtapes and at the gas station or wherever, and they're trying to they're approaching I'm gonna get in my Toronto back in the day slang, they're approaching a thing with their mixtape like, yo, girlfriend, check out my CD right here, man. What do you mean, yo? This is the most flame thing you're gonna hear on the street right now, yo. When that girl says no and she heads into La Vie en Rose or something, or you get what I'm saying, right? When you hear no, do you pack up your CDs and go home, or do you continue on to the next one? Let me stop, yo. Does no murder your hustle, or do you push through that, yo? Is that your personality? Number 6, you crowd your life with insignificant stuff. Oh man, how many times, yo? You have something that you need to do. You have goals that you need to accomplish. You have a to-do list, but you procrastinate. You're just procrastinating, man. You're afraid of the list, man. You're afraid to dive into it, man. Yo, are you that type? Yo, here's a suggestion for that. You have a to-do list, yo. Even there's some tedious, daunting tasks that you do not want to do. Throw on a little timer, yo. Throw on a little 5-10 minute timer. 5-10 minute timer. Do it in chunks. 15-minute timer. Do it in chunks. Take a quick 5. If it's something that you really just do not enjoy doing this. For me, doing it in very small chunks and small breaks, small cycles, helps me get through it, man. Like music research is one thing that I do not enjoy doing all that much. Researching the industry, researching where to be, where all of that. But doing it in small chunks helps me push through it. So number 6 is that your personality? Number 7, the last point in this article from Huffington Post. Is it Huffington Post? HuffPost, sorry. HuffPost. This was written by April Beverly. Excuse me. On April 9th, 2015. The last point in this post is nobody knows what you do. So that kind of goes back to the first one. You wait to be asked. It can go back to that first one. No, but you're kind of bitter and sour about nobody even knowing that you have a gift or a ability to do something, and there's roles being handed out, and nobody knows that you do that. And then when you see probably a person that you brush into every day on the road, and you probably are not the most friendly with them, get that same position, you're a little bit fired up, man. but you didn't. Nobody knows that you can do what that person, that person who got the position. Nobody knows that you could do that, yo. But you're feeling away when that person just got that position, yo. Is that your personality, man? Yeah. Those are the 7 points from that article. Again, HuffPost from April Beverly, April 9th, 2015. Let's see what you guys are saying. People are joining. Denzel Bridge, thanks for joining. What's up? Jamil, yeah. You made it, brother. You made it. Juliana, it depends. I sometimes second guess myself. Weird enough, I feed off of criticism. That's blessed, you know what I mean? Sometimes, criticism is a great igniter for a lot of people. Yeah, man. Sometimes, when people are, okay. I know that used to fire me up when I was in my sports days, man. And on the court, when I could, like Wise was saying, when I could get physical, I think I need to tap more into, I need to conquer more of my mental and emotional strengths. But when I was on the basketball court and mans were trying to come at me, criticize me on that, I'd bring out this sword of flame on them, man. It would just rain down shots, killer crossovers, everything was getting handed out, yo. But yeah, Joni saying, responding to, I think we all second guess ourselves sometimes. It's human nature and situational. The key is to not let it become a permanent part of you. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Don't let that criticism, you gotta be rubbery in that effect and just let that stuff bounce off you. She also goes on to say, also criticism can give you that drive to prove yourself and evaluate your self-worth. Bang on, just like Julianne was saying. Julianne responded, I believe that's where I get challenged, not becoming a permanent part of me. You guys are going back and forth here. When someone says you can't, and you want to prove them wrong, you have to take that criticism, push through. I agree. Yeah, you guys are getting in. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, this is a big response. You have to find what works for you. Self-reflection and deep breathing can help you figure out why it's so hard to separate the two. You have to reflect and do self-searching. Big point in there. I almost skipped that one. Yes. Taking it back to self-reflection and spending that time alone. Spending that time however you spend it, man. For me, it's spending the time, it's spending the time. At first, I always say, and this is a strong quote that's out there, he who kneels before God can stand before anyone. At first, throw it up to him in prayer, ask for guidance and direction. I then, search within myself and do those exercises, do those, I don't have the right word for it. I'll say worldly exercises, worldly, I'm going to use the word transformational exercises to, better present myself in public settings, man. Because, before you know it, we're not taught these things on how to, we're not properly taught these things on how to, how our body reacts in certain situations, man. It's such a real thing because, oftentimes in these later years of my life, I often catch myself. I've been conscious of what my body does in certain situations, and it's very, very, very relevant, man. The way your body, the adrenaline that rushes through in certain situations when certain, just by people's presence in certain people's presence in certain situations. You know what I mean? The way your adrenaline rushes, the way your breathing tightens up, the way your shoulders raise, all of that, man. It's very, so that's what I definitely agree with that. Taking those steps to figure out how your body reacts in certain things, and the central part of it is actually just calming and just finding a steady breathing pattern, man. So I hear that 100%. Thanks for that, Joni. Wow, that's interesting article. Yep, absolutely. I do a lot of self-reflecting, journal writing, big one. Journal writing, let me finish that. Journal writing and praying sometimes. I am very inconsistent though, but I'm still trying to push through. Yes, yeah, great point, Julianne. Journal writing is so, You're just letting the pen and the emotions bleed, man. It's very, very, very great exercise, man. Amazing. Yes, journal writing and prayers work. Amen. There you guys go. Getting back off each other. For real, yes. Being in tune into your body. Yeah. Folks, that's about all I want to say, particularly on this playing it small subject. As far as solutions, I want to let you all, okay, well, I'm here to provide solutions. I think the solutions are pretty much a lot of what you all were saying, and a lot of, a lot of what you all were saying in totality. Solutions. How do we? I mean, yo, I keep burping right now. If anyone wants to join the chat and to provide some solutions on how to, I'm more open to hearing from you all. I'd like to hear from you all, and if anyone would like to join the chat, feel free, man. Solutions on this unlearning and relearning. Bang. Yo, here I am playing it small again. And that quote right there takes me to my solution for all of this, like I was saying. Unlearning and relearning. That was the, I'll say, worldly way of saying it, but that flips straight to Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be renewed by the renewing of your mind. Let me sit right there for a second. Had to bring it up, man. Yeah, you already know what's coming. Yo, I gotta give. For me, this is my solution. I hope and pray that you all will find solution in this as well. But this is my solution. Wise, I want to go to your requesting to be in. Yo, just now, brother, I'm gonna read the scripture and then you could come right in and we could chop it up. Right there on that scripture, yo, you hit it home. So Romans chapter 12:2. This is one that's, written on the mind, written on the heart, yo. I'll start at 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren and sistren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of God. Amazing. Yeah. Julian said it, quoted the scripture as well. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm there too. Wise. Yo, Wise, if you're ready to come in, I'll throw you in right now and we can chop it. If you're ready. Got the word too. Just waiting for you to get in.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey. What's going on, brother? What's up, man?
Hey, man. Hey, bro, this is the first time I've ever talked to you before, you know what I'm saying? So
For real.
on Instagram and stuff like that. So that's what's up.
That's what's up, man. Good to finally meet you, man,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? What you're talking about, it's like the whole concept of what was I about to say? Like playing it small, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you got your word, like, you don't, everybody kind of knows this one because everybody talks about it when it comes to Christianity. So like everybody says like love thy neighbor as thyself, right?
Right.
But it's bizarre because we don't really read it backwards. Like if you read it like you say love thy neighbor as thyself, you're just like, okay, I gotta love everybody. You take it everything externally. But if you read it in reverse, like as I love myself, I love thy neighbor. You understand that you can only love your neighbors as much as you actually love yourself.
That was amazing, bro. Yo, how many times have we read that scripture and let that part slip, man? How many times have we read over that scripture and not even really pay attention to it?
I don't understand. Yeah, because this whole world, this whole world or concept that we live in, You know what I'm saying? It talks about God is love, but I always say like, yo, God is self-love in itself, because in the beginning, nobody was there.
Right.
So he had to love himself, and through loving himself, he created all creation. So if we're the image of God, if we lack self-love, then at
Right.
the end of the day, you can never, ever really do anything, because if this concept of judgment day, and all religions, they believe in a judgment day, it'll only be you and the creator there. So at the end of the day, if it's only you and the creator there, that's the problem. I'll give you an example. Like the mind, right, in itself is it resembles like, like ancient Persians used to believe that they used to worship fire, right?
Okay.
And they didn't people really thought that they were worshiping fire. So they got like fire temples everywhere, right? But the problem is the original guy, his name was like Zoroaster, right? But he wasn't worshiping fire to worship it, actually. He was actually just observing it because of its properties, right?
Yeah.
So the word mind comes from the Greek word like anger. So our mind actually correlates to fire. So the only way you can actually mentally operate all your faculties in your mind is if your mind is on fire, and your mind can only get on fire through motivation. So if you're not motivated to do anything or for yourself, then you can't actually make your mind expand and go to certain extents. So we're all essentially, everybody's motivations are all external, and nobody's actually looking at internal motivations. And the people who have the internal motivations end up sucking everybody who have the external motivations. You end up getting swallowed.
Wait, break that down. The people who have internal.
I'll give you an example of an external motivation.
Okay.
All right, you grow up in a childhood, and everybody said you're gonna be a loser.
Okay.
So when you're successful, you're like, you go up on the stage. You're like, yeah, everybody thought I was gonna be a loser, and look where I'm at today. Guess what? What you achieved actually was less than what you actually could have, because your motivation was based on what somebody said on the outside of you.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
Because
everybody looking at the outside of you. The more and more you look on the inside of you, the more and more you're gonna draw out every single motivation or every single desire that you need to do to actually propel your life. That's why when you die, you're gonna be the only one 6 foot under. You came in by yourself. You came, renewing your inner boot. Exactly. You came in the world by yourself, and you came out by yourself. It doesn't make sense how, like, I'll give you an example. Jay-Z's from New York. New York is one of the most toughest cities to live in, period, on the East Coast. It's so fast, right?
Especially at that time, his era.
Jay-Z was able to master his own mindset, right? And through that, as he leveled up himself, right? If you notice, he has a straight, precise logic. Do I like Jay-Z? Like that? Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's personally, to me, I think he's on the other side, but the thing about it is, like, these principles are the same when it comes down to it. But what you have to do is, you gotta look like, okay, I know that there's all these people around me, but the only way I'm gonna suck like I'm gonna be influential, or I'm gonna actually, provide value, is if I actually look deeper within myself, right, and provide these gems. So the thing about it is, I'll give you an example, right? One more scripture I'm gonna go to. All right, and I'm gonna read it backward too.
I'm gonna read it. People are loving it, man. People are.
All right. You go to Ecclesiastes.
Right, so, go ahead.
Yeah. You go to Ecclesiastes, right? 12. It says. Yep. It says the whole duty of man. Go to the whole duty of man. I'm gonna show you something in that.
Dear God, let's go.
Yeah. And Master P, exactly. Yeah, these guys do the exact same thing, and that's the reason why America's. Like, that's why everybody influences everybody, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 12:13, and I'm gonna show you something, right? Let's go into it.
Ready?
13. Let's go. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. right? And then it says, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it good or whether it be evil. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's read it backwards. All right. It says, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So that's the first thing you're going to think of first, right?
Yeah.
Judgment, right? Now, I'm going to break all of this down, like each component, because it's a mouthful, right? So let's go into 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Yeah.
Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of the duty of man. So now, okay, the first thing you're going to think about is judgment, right? That's why I read it backwards, is judgment. But he said he's going to judge every secret thing, whether good or evil. Now, what is a secret? A secret is something that you do not see from the naked eye, from the front eyes. It's something you have to see with the naked eye. So it's something that's hiding behind something. What is that? That's your internal, what the person said, a girl was like, your inner blueprint. That's what God is judging you on.
Okay.
So when he says every secret thing, good or evil, it's every single desire, impulse, thought, calculation, reason, logic, all these little inner workings that you're doing by yourself to eventually make that choice is being judged. So when you make that choice, you get that result, then you get the punishment or you get the reward. So that's the problem. So that's the thing about it. When you are trying to get closer to any type of success or whatever, you have to actually look at your inner makeup, because the more and more the goal of life is, how can I distract you? This is what they do in like psychology or these big stars. How could I get you to make you become me? How do I suck you in to become like me? Right. So by the time your end of your life is, you're sitting on your deathbed and you're regretting your whole life because you never even knew who you were. You were just a Kim K. On the basketball court, you try to be LeBron. In the classroom, you try to be Einstein. And you know what I'm saying? You're wearing your clothes to be like Ralph Lauren. You don't even know who you are. Right, so everything actually done in your life was just based on influences of every other external thing. Right. You never made your own choices. You never made your own thoughts. You never had your own opinions. You never had your own facts. And then on top of it, then when you get these mental health problems, you go to therapists, and the therapists are looking at you like, yeah, you have this symptom and that symptom. Yeah, I'm going to give you this pill and that pill. Then you're taking a pill, and then it becomes part of your identity. But then your illness and sickness is only there because your habits led you to that.
Because you never knew who you were.
You never knew who you were. That's the point. The Most High, or God, is trying to actually, because remember, God is God. What we see as God. God is in every single creation or entity that exists, right? So God is the smallest molecule and the biggest molecule. So if God is the smallest molecule, right? Yeah, in the biggest molecule, right? You yourself have to get yourself to the smallest molecule, break yourself down to the minute thing. And then all of a sudden, when you figure out the root of you then now can unlearn yourself, and then you now build yourself back up. That's why Christ was like, I'm going to tear down the temple in 3 days and build it up. Resurrection. Why? That's a principle of life. You see the tree, it's torn down, it gets torn up. The grass goes into the fall and it comes up. This is the principle of life that you're supposed to be doing all the time. So people skip that process. So yeah, so it's like, oh, like you're never
sorry to cut you off, but there's some new people who entered. I want you to say that scripture, love thy neighbor. I want you to break that down real quick again.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
joined.
That's one to really think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. People think it's demonic. Okay. I'm gonna add to that in a second after I go to that, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. Okay, so it says, love thy neighbor as thyself, right?
Yes.
But if you put it in reverse, it should be love thyself as you love thy neighbor. So the more you love yourself, you love your neighbor, because the only reason why you would hate someone else is because you actually hate yourself, because there's a quality in that person that you hate. But how could you hate a quality in that person is if you identify with the quality. So you know that quality and where it leads. So it's coming from your mind. That's why people can't. My bad. That's why people bless those that curse you. That's a trick thing.
Say that again.
You know the
Cutting out a little bit.
first, bless those that curse you, like love your enemies.
Yeah.
That's why it's complicated, because why? Your love for yourself hasn't grown enough to where you don't really care if somebody hates somebody else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the goal of life is you're supposed to actually love yourself to a level of point where anybody can hit you and you're still gonna love them, because you're so in love with yourself. The love within yourself is so strong that nobody can affect you, and that's how you get closer to the Most High. But then that's the most difficult part you will go through, because how much
unlearning and relearning part.
Yeah, how many things, how sick are you really? You see, now go into what the old girl said. She's like, people think that being torn down is demonic, when the Most High said, yo, I kill, I make alive, I wound, and I heal. People think trauma is a bad thing. No, trauma is the igniter to ignite, right, the potential that's within you to fix yourself. You need trauma. You need pain. You need suffering. Because if you don't have that, you'll never actually go deep, actually uproot yourself. How could you have a garden and not take out the weeds? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem that I'm noticing. And if you go into like these people that deal with like a cult, and like they deal with like higher, like they make all these self-help books and everything like that, why do you think they're so successful? Is because these guys apply these principles of getting into their own mental faculties. They get to a level of mental faculties and they become so authentic that it influences you, and then you end up surrendering your own power to them. Then you get offended that they're successful.
Your screen is frozen, but say that part again as well.
I said, okay, so they work, okay, my bad, my phone is tripping. They work so much on their own independent faculties, right? Mentally, right? So where when they come out and you see them, right? They come out and you see them, they're so unique and so different that you're like, yo, I've never heard this before. I've never seen this before. Let's go to basketball, right? Let's go to basketball. You see LeBron James, you see Carmelo Anthony. They're so unique, right? Even though they were able to get examples from other great players, they still had to develop their own skill set, and they became their own independent individuals. So there'll never be another LeBron. There'll never be another Carmelo, right? So that's the thing about life, is like, yo, everybody is trying to be everybody else. So, like, I don't know, Jamaican culture say, yo, you're a follow bati, right? Yeah. Yo, everybody's trying to be you. You're trying to be them. So then I get mad at you for you trying to be me, and then you get mad at me for me trying to be you. Yeah, that's why there's conflict. That's why there's divorce. That's where there's heartbreak. That's where there's everything starts with the inner man. It's the inner man and the inner woman. So that's where it comes down to. That's why you have the look at even technology, right? Like everything we're building, from everything we build to everything we invest in to everything we do as people is coming from external influence.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna make sure I get A's in class so I can beat out my classmates. When you're not thinking I want to get A's in class so I can get a better grade than I did last year.
Yep.
Nah, it's I want to beat out my classmates. So then when I excel and I drive my Mercedes and they're driving a Honda, I can look down on them. So you'll never bring them up. Because remember, you started out in class competing against them. So now when you got that Mercedes and they have that Honda, you've accomplished your goal, but you put yourself in a prison. Because you are competing against an external force. Guess what? That internal force is destroying you. Yeah, see? Even in the music, everybody sounds the same. Exactly. Everybody sounds the same because everybody now just wants to make a quick flip, get their money, and then go do what they got to do, right? And that's the exact problem with the world. That's why nobody's getting closer to God. Nobody's getting closer to their families. People getting destroyed. You know, the world is like in a unbalance all the time because people are not sitting back, trying to save themselves from themselves. You know?
Right. Everyone's skipping work, which is the biggest. Go ahead. Go on. Speak.
Yeah, that's essentially why I'm saying it, is because it's like, yo, like if the creator, no matter what religion you're in, there was just a creator by himself. The creator was just by himself. He's unbegotten. Nobody knew this creator. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to make a being. So it's like, yo, like that just goes to show that how much important self-mastery is. Like you can't even be a kind person to another person if you're not mastering yourself. Like everything is backwards, bro. You get to a certain age, right? Then you're starting to have all these problems everywhere. You're wondering like, oh man, like I'm losing my eyesight, or you're depressed, or I have anxiety, or I got cancer, or I got arthritis, or I got this, or I got that, and then my bills are not being paid. I'm like, yo, I can't even make new relations. Like all these issues are coming at you like a tornado, like a natural disaster. But remember, natural disasters and all these things always start from the same way how evil starts. It starts with one little thing and it multiplies and it goes against you. It's the same way how good is. You know, to change your life, you just need to change that one little thing in your life. Then every other thing starts to change. You know what I'm saying? But you got people who are too worried about the external. Yo, I gotta get motivated to get this guy. Yo, he broke up with me, so I'm insecure. Like she broke up with me, da 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 da. You know, or this person doesn't want to hire me. I'll give you an example. Yo, this is so backwards in companies, right? You graduate, you have to research the company that you want to work at. Then you have to put in your resume and your cover letter why you're qualified to make their company better. You have to influence them on why you're an asset to further their company, in which you're enslaving yourself so that you can make a living, right, and get a certain status. Yeah. So it's all influence. But if you and yourself are unique, you can have the confidence to go work anywhere. That's why, Jesus Christ, right, was an ugly man. Like, yo, it says that he was not even comely. He wasn't even pretty, right? Yeah. But why was he so effective? Because he was original. He was original. Yeah. But he was ugly.
God made it that way so that, you know, no one would have that excuse that he was outwardly, you know, attractive to.
And what's the excuse for you?
Influences, what excuses?
What's the excuse for us? So what's the excuse for us if we're pretty? if we're pretty, right?
Yep.
So if we look good, we were a lot of us are not sleeping with birth defects. A lot of us are not. We have our full everything intact. So
Yep.
then, how come? What's our excuse? What's holding us back? What's making you slow down? What's holding you back from actually getting the success that you need? And success is individual. Like, what is your intent and your aim? And then when you accomplish that aim, that is success in itself. Success is accomplishing the aim or the intent that you have decided. Success has nothing to do with yo, I'm getting a big car, I'm getting a big house, or I can flaunt and I can stun on everybody, because that mentality puts you in a prison because you have envy, and you cannot thrive off that energy, bro. That energy will eventually lead to your downfall. So the more and more you start to go deeper within yourself, you have to go through so many. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, people think that depression, right? Depression is a sickness. Like, you need to take pills for depression. You know, depression, bro, is one of the greatest aspects of life. I'm going to show you why. Because depression shows you your reality. Now, Will Smith said something like, yo, in order for you to get to heaven, you got to die. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. So when you're depressed, right, and you're going through like serious depression, the whole point of that depression is that you're seeing the realities of the decisions that you made, and it's so strong that you can't even get up. It's torment. Yo, I'll give you an example, man. Like, yo, I'm a little crazy, man. Like, yo, the music I be listening to now, like, I was listening to this horror music, right? And I'm gonna show you why. I was listening to a horror music. I'm gonna tell you why I was listening to this music. This guy was breaking down into horror music. He's like, yeah, you know, horror music. Yeah, he was breaking down in the music how, you know, we're tormenting you, going through the most torment, and like depression and psychiatric disorders, right, are the gateway to hell, right? Now, hold on. But everybody has it in reverse. In order for you to get to a heaven state of mind, you actually have to go through hell. So when you pass hell, you can get to heaven. So when you overcome when you go through your depression, not overcome your depression, when you go through your depression, you finally get to a calm state. That's the problem, is that, like, yo, people are trying to mask this depression or mask this anxiety like it's a bad thing. No, you're supposed to, bro, like, man, like, you know, like, when you're really trying to heal yourself, your body's actually supposed to be going nuts. Do you know that in the hospital, right? You know when they put you to sleep and they do operations on you? Yo, what if they didn't put you to sleep and you saw the whole thing?
That'll scar you emotionally, psychologically, man.
Bro, that's what you actually need to do. That's what you need. Okay. Bro, that's why they put you to sleep. No, he can't see this. He can't watch. And then you wake up, oh, I'm good now. But nah. You never saw the process it took to make you get healthy. And by missing that process, now don't understand what it takes to get you on the right foot.
Yeah.
So you can never duplicate what they did at the hospital. So you get hurt again, boom, you're on the bill. And that's a cycle, you see? You never saw the process it took to heal yourself. So so they just, that's the thing. Everybody, it takes a process. Everybody's code, everybody's unique. Everybody has their own distinction. Nobody is the same. Nobody operates the same. Everybody is unique. So since everybody's unique and everybody is different, what triggers you to change yourself will be different. What triggers me is different. And the only people who are your true friends or your true allies are the ones that trigger you to save yourself. If you can't save yourself, what was the point of you even existing? That's why people burn in hell. I was in earth the whole time. I never even knew who I was.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't know who you are, bro. You don't really even know who you are, bro. You wake up at 30 years old and you're like, man, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm B2K. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm Justin Bieber. You sitting down, laying down, and you have music playing in your head from all these music artists. It's music you've never made before. You don't even know. See what I'm saying? That's the reason why. It's because you're just a sum of every other person that you've been around. You're not even original. You're nothing. So it's like that's the reason why you play small. Because you are small, bro. You are nobody because you don't even know what being a somebody actually is. You know what I'm saying? That's the root of everything. I be looking at all the times I lashed out at people or this, that, and the third, and all the conflicts, and I was like, man, like, because I never trained myself. Every time I learned something new about myself, I was like, dang, I be getting regret, right? And then I be thinking about this regret, like, yo, is this regret bad? No. Regret is repenting. It's the same thing, yo. You're repenting, and the more you regret and you repent, the more and more you can get to the kingdom within you. And once you access that, getting to a physical, actual kingdom or a paradise is actually possible. And that's when people are going to start to hate you, because now it's like, yo, this guy is always in his own world. Like he's always like, this is when people are going to hate the heck. They're going to hate your guts. They're going to hate your guts, bro. Because it's like, you can have no money, they can have money, and you're looking at them like, you're just laughing. Because I'll give you an example. Confidence, like self-confidence, right? Yo, I'm gonna
I think we're losing Wise right now. The connection. Brother, you there? Yeah, I think we're losing you right now. Or we may have lost you. But yo. Okay. Yeah, we lost you a little bit there. I don't know if you were what you're saying.
My phone is messing up, bro. Like, it's so whack. She's like, yeah, because he's speaking fat. Yeah. Hold on. So I'm just gonna read it.
Read. Okay, what are you reading? It's chipping out. Huh? What are you reading?
Confidence in the etymology, right? If you go to etymology.com, you go to confidence. Confidence is three things. Okay. Confidence is three things: to trust, to confide, and to persuade. So the only way that you can persuade somebody else is if you're confident in yourself. So confidence in itself means to persuade. So if I have reached a level of self-confidence, I've already persuaded you. So I don't have to work on influence or persuasion. I need to work on confidence. Then you're already persuaded. You know that I know what I know because my confidence is there. Now, hold on now. What is your confidence based off of? Because confidence is an emotion. Is your confidence based on IQ? Is your confidence based on anything external? Because if your confidence is based on anything external, it's like building a house on sand.
Yeah.
If your confidence is based on something within, a purpose, something that's unique, something that comes from inside of you that no one can take from you, that's like building your confidence on a rock. So it doesn't matter where you go, you can always go back to that original confidence because your confidence is not anybody else's confidence, you know, and that's the reason why that is the birth of self-confidence. which enables you to influence anybody or anything that exists, because your confidence is so unique. Like what you're saying, no one can duplicate what you're saying. No one can. You know that what you're saying or what you're doing is unique because you're so in tune with yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like how that's kind of like how I see it. Like it's just like going back to the thing what I was saying. Like as as you love yourself, you love your neighbor. And that's the formula. That's how it goes. The more you love yourself, the more you love your neighbor, and then that's how eventually you get to get in tune with the creator and then being one with all things. So that's pretty much what I had to say, bro.
All right, yo, Wise, coming through with the wisdom right now tonight, man. Thank you for
Appreciate that.
Thank you for blessing the stage, man. Really, really, that was amazing. I think the people agree with that too, man. Thanks very much for shining your light on that, man.
I appreciate that, bro. I'm happy that you got this live. You know what I'm saying? It was exciting. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Definitely post it like so I can repost it and put it on my stuff too. You know?
Definitely posting this, man.
Yeah.
Continue on, man. This is probably gonna be a series of some sort, but I'm definitely gonna keep up the mental health talks and continue on with different subjects. And man, we'll talk, man. We'll talk on the ones, We'll see what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Because last thing I gotta say is because if you stick to that simple manual, bro, you can heal anything, you can heal any aspect of your life, bro. There's no limits to that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it is what it is, bro.
All right. I'm seeing a lot of salutes in the chat, man. People
appreciate that.
Julianne, Jen, everyone's saluting, everyone's co-signing. So man, that's what's up, yo.
All right,
man. Thank you. Thanks once again for coming through with that, man. For coming through with all that wisdom. There was a lot to so many gems in there, but man.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of work.
Posted so that we could tack down everything you said. You know what I mean? That was amazing.
Yeah, next time, the next topic, bro, I'll try to write. I'll write it down. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean? I'll write it down and send it to you. So
do a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
What it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll send it to you because it's
when you're going
out, brothers.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace out, bro.
All right. Catch you later,
Joe.
Yeah, definitely go off the whim or go off the whim if you want. You know what I mean? And let it spew out. However, you know what I mean. But yeah, all in all, man.
Appreciate it.
We'll see what's up, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think we've been on for. Okay. Mr. Wise gone. I think we've been on for a little over an hour. But no, it's no worries for me. You know what I mean? It's all good for me. If you're seeing me, thank you all for being here. Egbo just joined the chat. Mr. Egbo, piano. Mr. Tickle, Mr. Piano player. Man, once again, this was on the subject of, are you playing it small? Are you playing it small? And yeah, man, Mr. Wise came through, joined the live, and definitely spread out some knowledge for the people, them, yo. Definitely spread a lot of knowledge. So that was definitely fruitful. Definitely got a lot out of that, and the people are agreeing. Joni's in there saluting as well. Yeah, man. As far as I stand, that was my presentation for tonight. Definitely enjoyed kicking it with you all. Should make this more. Definitely gonna make this keep this up, man, and see where this goes. You know what I mean? See where the topics on this goes on the mental health topics. And man, just continue building with you all, man. So thank you all for blessings, Julianne. Don't know. Glad that you enjoyed, and yeah, man, good to have you all. Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for even spending a couple minutes here. You guys pretty much were here the whole time, yo. So thanks for that. Yeah, man, we're gonna see what's up for the next one, and it was a pleasure. It was definitely a pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, great group chat. Great group chat indeed. Yeah, blessings. Thank you, Joni. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And yo, you all have a blessed night and big up yourself is what I'll say. That's what I'll leave you guys with. Big up yourself and yo, man. You know, stop playing it small. Big up yourself. All right.
Proverbs 24:16. Yeah, God knows how much times I fell when I was walking by myself.